Chapter 4. The Divorce Decision. I continue to write about my emotions and my experiences, even as counseling wears on me week after week. I am as honest as I can be. I tell Dr. Collins and Denise how I feel. Denise and I have separate counseling sessions with Dr. Collins on Tuesday, and then we come together for a joint counseling session on Thursday. One Thursday, Dr. Collins turns to Denise and says,
"James gives you everything, and he's not getting enough in return."
I am stunned. Denise is in shock as well. The counselor goes on.
"Denise, if you don't want to be married, you should say that to James. A marriage is work, and you're not putting any effort into your marriage."
I can't believe she said that. It is the truth. The truth hurts Denise, and it vindicates me. I've thought for a long time that Denise hasn't been putting forth the effort to save our marriage, but it's not something I could say. And now to hear Dr. Collins saying this, it sets me free. It's what I want Denise to know and acknowledge. I am a good husband. It's what I felt for a long time. I felt cheated in this relationship. I've been doing all the work. I'm the one trying. While I'm working on our marriage, Denise is off working on medical school. I come second. I'm the one compromising. I'm the one pleading and praying. I'm the banker, the mechanic, the maid, the dry cleaner, the investor, the part-time cook. I'm the only one loving and putting love first. I'm giving every ounce of me, all I have. Loving Denise without limits. Loving her so hard it nearly drives me insane. I love her so much because I just cannot believe that my love is not enough. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, I could barely function. Initially, I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk because I was trying to man up and take the blame, but I didn't know what I was taking the blame for. I didn't know what to do, so I cried. I sacrificed so much of me for her, for us. I lost me in us. I had no choice. My only alternative was to shut up and be unhappy. It's like that when only one person is carrying all the weight of the relationship. This revelation relayed by the counselors to be the beginning of the rebuilding of our marriage. Denise accepts the counselor's statement. She agrees that she hasn't been holding up her end of the bargain. She says she hasn't been a good wife and she knows it, so she wants to work things out. For me, working it out is pretty simple. Even after all this time, if we just had sex, the rest of our problems will work themselves out. The next day, Denise asked me to dinner. I suggest that she comes over to the house and I cook something for her. She agrees and sounds excited. I leave work, fuck that job. I'm trying to get my wife back. I stop by the flower shop, pick up 2 dozen long stem roses, stop at Victoria's Secret, get those new sexy drawers, get that smell good, pick up some items for myself at the Polo Outlet. Hit the grocery store. Brisket is her favorite. Baked potato, lemon pepper broccoli. My own special recipe, lemon and pepper. I clean the whole house from top to bottom. Get the house smelling good. Almost there. I almost set 3 fires trying to light candles. By 7 p.m. I was showered and shaved. 8 o'clock comes and goes, no Denise. This is supposed to be the biggest date of my life, but no date is here. I look around. 9 o'clock, 9:30, the phone rings. She's sorry she's running late. 30 minutes, she'll be here, she promises. At 10:30, she's still not here, but she calls and says that she's really on her way. I say to her, I know you're tired. Maybe we could try again tomorrow. Tomorrow doesn't work for her. I shrug it off. Well, how about next week sometime? Whenever, you call me. I wake up in the middle of the night crying my last cry. I dream that she will never be mine again. I dream that I've lost her to the world, to her career, to her dreams. I dream about a conversation that we already had, but I overlooked. She once told me that being a doctor defined her. She had wanted to be a doctor since she was a young girl. She wanted to help people discover new medicines, new treatments, new therapies. I only wanted a family. I dreamed that she would never be married to me again. She's married to her career. She loves me. I believe that, but her career defines her. I can't compete with that, nor should I. I want her, I want my marriage, and I want a family. She wants me, but she's always wanted to be a doctor. I don't want her to have to choose, so I choose. I tell her that I'm giving up on us. Your wedding day is the brightest day of your life. The day you sign your divorce papers is the darkest. You wake up one afternoon after not sleeping and everything is a blur until the time to sign the papers. I remember that day like it was yesterday. Denise gets the papers first, so she signs them and drops them off to me. I just sit in the car and look at them for the first 4 hours. Every single day of our lives flashes before my eyes. Why did she sign the papers? I had hoped that she wouldn't sign. I had hoped that she'd call me and beg me to take her back, but she doesn't. She signs. She agrees. She's ready to divorce me. It's up to me now. I can sign. I can agree. I can divorce her too. But I love her. Am I doing the right thing? Is this what God has for us? Have I prayed over this long enough? Have I tried as hard as I can? Have I given everything that I have? Is this the best that I can do? Is it possible for me to ever regret signing these divorce papers? Can it really be over? 5 years together, 2 years married. Even after so much thought and so much discussion, I still have questions. Why didn't our marriage work? We were going to have kids. We were supposed to spend the rest of our lives together. We are perfect on paper. The way we met was so unique. She didn't even like me at first. I used to have so much in common with her. Now, nothing. She loves me. I love her. We can save our marriage. I think about us together, the good times, how things used to be. Then I think about us apart. We've grown apart. She's different. I'm different. I signed the papers. Realizing a relationship is over can be a devastating thing. For me, it was devastating to realize that all my dreams that I had for us would never happen. If you're fighting for a relationship, but it still seems like it's not going to work, you must ask yourself some key questions. The answers to these questions can help you determine what your next step should be. Consider these 10 gut check questions. Number 1, what do I want out of this relationship? Number 2, does my partner want the same thing? Number 3, have I done all that I can do to save this relationship? If not, why not? Number 4, if I've not done all I can do to save my marriage, am I willing to do more? If so, what? Number 5, is my mate open to reconciliation? Number 6, what do my mate's actions show me? Number 7, what do my actions show my mate? Number 8, am I being unreasonable in my expectations? Number 9, is my mate being unreasonable in his or her expectations? And number 10, why are we having these problems? Do I honestly see that these problems can be fixed? Why or why not?